Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this episode of the Pave It Forward podcast. My name is Phil Metzger, and with me is Kevin Gray, and we're here to help leaders in the paving industry who are looking to run more efficiently, meet their ideal customer, and improve the lives of those around them through meaningful work. Kevin, how are you today, sir?
I'm good, brother. Doing really good. How are you, man?
I'm great. We are recording this 6 days out from Christmas, and I'm starting to catch the mood. We talked earlier this week about how no matter what your work plans are around this week every year, Christmas things start to creep in, and that's welcome. You have to pick your kid up a little bit earlier from school. You have to go out and get a present while someone isn't with you. Just all these, you have to prep for meals, and if you're traveling, all that stuff. So, you're kind of forced to start to step back a little bit, anyways. If you're lucky enough to have good friends and family around you that are needing you. But man, I'm so excited about everything we have coming up. We have AOS coming up at January 20th, starting January 25th, and with that, just we really get to dive into companies that in the manner we've been wanting to for years now. We have been able to help people through, your direct messaging through Instagram has always been one of the biggest spots for communicating with people in the industry. But just as far as getting a regular community together of asphalt paving business owners and working through specifically starting with the winter program, inviting mentors in and helping them figure out their goals for 2026. But then with the introduction of the school community too, we're going to get to join these business owners throughout the year on their process. So I am looking forward to the holidays and taking a small break, but it was not hard for me to get back into the mode to record this podcast episode today because we're talking about this, because this is something you and I are just kind of addicted to. We love running a
Yeah.
business. We love the challenges it presents, and we're ready to hang out with more people that are like this. I have a feeling if we were getting together on Christmas, we'd probably end up talking some business just because it's what we do. So I'm pumped
Guaranteed.
about that. And yeah, so, what do you think? How are you doing with approaching this? I guess what are you most excited about coming up with AOS, or when you think about AOS coming up in January?
Dude, I'm hype, and we're already getting some mentors lined up that I'm really excited about. Already getting quite a few folks signing up for the group. Looks like it's going to be a large group this off season, man, and it's I mean it's running a business in itself is fun and enjoyable, and um you know that's where a lot of my purpose lies, but really being able to just get with this community of other contractors and help out any way we can, and teach them some things and learn some things from them and the mentors, and just having an open discussion and dialogue, and really diving deep into some things really gets me excited. There's so many paving contractors out there, man, and it's everybody. I won't say everybody, but most of them at least know how to go out and do the work, sell the work to some extent, get a job, and do a pretty good, decent job at paving. But that's really not the problem. The problem is all the other things, like hiring and hitting numbers, and gross and net profit, and systems and culture, and uh, the owner operators, the business owner, the leader becoming the bottleneck of those businesses in a lot of cases. And it's really diving deep into some of those um, other topics, that are all aside from being able to go out and do a good job. All the other things that it takes to really run a good, efficient, culturally sound, systematic, efficient business, man. That's what we're going to be diving into, and that stuff's fun. I mean, it's fun, it's exciting, and it's an opportunity for myself too, selfishly, as a business owner and a paving contractor, to spark some of those conversations in the off season when we've all got a little less on our plates for 6 to 12 weeks, whatever it is, whatever kind of off season or winter period we get. So it's I couldn't be more excited, man. It's I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and it's part of the even the people that were, we'll say, on the higher end of revenue that have had companies for years that joined our sessions last year. They were understanding that they don't have every system down, and they're wanting to know how other people do it, how they can improve. And that's the attitude that it kind of embodies, I think, every session that we're going to have, uh, both this winter and in the session after that. And yeah, this program will be for, we have decided this year to focus specifically on asphalt paving. We did have a seal coating portion last year, and we will, of course, be addressing different lines of service and how to optimize that. But we really wanted to focus on the core group of asphalt paving business owners that were approaching maybe that $1 million mark, having trouble getting there, all the way up to like the 20-25 million dollar in revenue mark, because
Yeah.
all of these companies, as you grow, will need systems, will need people, will need implementation. And to have people that are going through that exact same scenario and in your exact niche, in your exact business, I just get excited about it because as a whole, we can all improve, but we're also developing our companies in the process of it. You know what I mean? We're not just going there to necessarily find answers. We're finding new ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm so excited about because we're doing things in our office setup in the way we create our systems at Pave It Forward that are not traditional at all. Like we're taking this opportunity since we're starting a new company to do things with modern edge. But above all, we want to create systems that actually work because when you're a business owner and you have systems that work, you should have good days where you're riding around and looking at the success you're currently having. Your job should be to make sure that your people are well taken care of and that your systems are working. So as you can have these systems that are built from the ground up slowly with the key people in your company and with the supporting cast of the community that we're building, I think that's when real progress gets made because at the end of the day, we're all here to support, make a living. We something has sparked us about entrepreneurship and especially in the asphalt paving construction realm. And if we can improve revenue, that just gives us the ability to give the employees a better place to work, give us a chance at building those systems that make things easier for everyone. And when it comes down to it, we know we're entrepreneurs. We want to do this a long time, and we want to build an asset that actually functions well. And when I first entered business, I thought every business was had systems for absolutely everything. They knew where every dollar was being spent. They knew where every piece of data was going. Everything was being saved and organized properly. There was a system that was typed out for every aspect of the business. And the fact is that I think a lot of businesses maybe have 5% of their systems documented if they're even a good company. And what we found last year through the mentors is even if you have a handful of solid systems, it will make a difference and you can start to shape culture around that. And so that's when you put it all together, it makes for an enjoyable life for you, and the atmosphere you're creating for your business just becomes infectious and you want to show up to work every day. So I can't wait. It personally will take, I know, a lot of mental stress period, off of these business owners to know that there's someone there. But we really do plan on bringing some value. And I couldn't be more pumped that we're signing up for the school community, and going to be with these guys year round.
Yeah, I mean that's another exciting piece to it as well to really build community, and it's you hit the nail on the head, man. It's really at the end of the day, it's about the people, it's about the culture, it's about providing. Culture's king. Culture's always going to be king. I don't care what kind of business you're in, and it's when you can create that kind of environment that uh, improves the lives of all those that are around us in our own organization and into our customers, and and all their lives are affected by what we do. Um, and it's critical that we kind of tap into that side because I mean, look, I mean, I've spent 15 years learning a lot of hard lessons, dude. I mean, we've talked about it numerous times. We've had a $1.2 million season that ended up losing $250,000 and wondering where the money was at. And then this 5 to 6, 7 years after that, kind of got stuck in a $2 to 3 million ceiling and couldn't figure out how to break through. And it's interesting because we're at that $2 to 3 million range now in year two of the new business. And it's really how are we going to bust through that? What do we need to do? So there's going to be a lot of conversation about that. And I think too, man, I think sometimes as in the contracting space, especially, um, it can become really easy to kind of rest on your laurels and say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You mentioned that here at Pave It Forward, we're doing a lot of systems and technologies and creating the systems around this business a lot differently this time. The technology's out there. It's 2025, folks. Like we're not. This isn't 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s paving contractor kind of stuff. Like it's either you need to get with the times, or you're going to get left in the dust. And I'm not necessarily just talking about AI and that kind of technology from a software perspective, as far as CRMs and things like that, but with equipment and how you lead people and how you build culture and how you develop systems, and how you pull all of that together, man. That's uh, when you get into that mindset. I think I could easily right now say, we're going to do close to $3 million this year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I just I can't get out of bed much when I rest on those kind of laurels, and that doesn't excite me. And I know we're going to get stuck in that ceiling again if we're not willing to make some changes and improvements and develop systems and things like that, to move the ball a little further down the court to hit that next ceiling that we've got to bust through. It's really just a series of ceilings in this entrepreneur contracting space, whatever, that you're up against all the time. It's a matter what you do when you get there. So those are a lot of conversations and topics that we're going to be exploring this off season and into 2026 and beyond. So and what there's no better way to do that when with another group of people that have the same vision and mindset and goals and trajectories that they're trying to follow as well. So that's why this works.
Yeah, especially when we talk about asphalt paving and we get to focus in specifically on asphalt paving companies, because I think there is, perhaps, like, we'll stick with the ceiling. There is a ceiling that is when you're the owner operator of the paving company. I'm going to generalize and say you're probably the foreman as well. You're guiding everything in the field. Maybe you have some support on the admin side or something like that in fielding calls
Maybe.
or organizing some things. But and if you want to run and optimize that style of business, that's fine. I think in asphalt paving, you could make a damn good living doing that. But there's that decision that comes with, do I want to get out of the field? And, do I want to do this for the rest of my time owning this company? Is this a specific spot? And so that's the kind of, I think, the jump we're talking about. And
Yeah.
so I think if you want to stay at that smaller scale, that is fine. You will find systems that work better, that will make sure all of your, equipment is more thoroughly documented. All of you have more employment strategies. Your hiring and firing has a process to it. Just all the little things you can improve. But, as I think that when you talk about separating yourself, giving people some responsibility and letting go a little bit so that you can pursue more growth, that is the fear that we're addressing here. We're trying to take the
Yeah.
fear out of running a business away. You know what I mean? Because it's a
Yeah.
damn scary thing, especially when you get to an off season, if you have one, as the majority of the country does, and you're reliant on keeping that money in the bank, and then, oh, by the way, you're trying to do better next year. Uh, Man, I'm pumped. I cannot wait to hear more about it, the specific cases that people are going through, and
Yeah.
and actually diving in and helping. You mentioned technology and stuff like that, and I'm very excited to even just discuss how our relationship has changed as far as beginning to create systems and addressing questions that previously took weeks or months worth of thought, perhaps,
Yeah.
because of the time it
Yeah.
takes to actually think it out, let alone implement it. We can go through problems one by one and specifically help people. And oh, by the way, we get to learn how to run our best. We have another view on how to properly run a system for an asphalt paving business. And so when it comes down to it, we want to be educated. We want to be educated just like you all. And we've always wanted to be the ones that says, if someone can't provide this for me for an asphalt paving community, let's do it. We know there's plenty of great communities out there, but we want to focus on asphalt paving. And yeah, I could not be more excited, Kev.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So just quick overview of how this goes if you decide to join us for the program. We do have a tiered system. We have till December 21st at this current pricing, which is $279. That will be going up about every week or so until we begin in late January. We're going to be meeting on Fridays for 6 straight weeks, and we're going to have a variety of mentors come in The biggest feedback that we got from last year is simply the conversation amongst mentors directly addressing the questions from the participants that joined us. I was personally really excited about I like creating systems. So I was excited to provide the spreadsheets and the posters and the things that, really explained it all well. I'm in marketing, guys. I can't help it. But what was
Yeah,
most
those
valuable
deliverables.
was the actual conversations. So we've restructured with that in mind, and now we are bringing in mentors to answer the questions that you will be submitting before the program. In January, in the second week of January, we're going to be sending a survey that will allow you 2.5 to 3 weeks to answer a few questions pertaining to the topics we plan on addressing. And we are going to, the first half of each meeting, be diving into the questions that you're answering. If you're a bit shy, we encourage you to come on, to hop on, tell us exactly what it is that is going on with you. And that's what we'll be doing in the second hour, is really diving into question and answer pertaining to the starting questions that we planned off the first hour. And so you'll be able to take those, plan for the new year, and then once the session is over, the winter sessions are over after 6 Fridays, we're going to be meeting bi-weekly with Kevin and I, and we're going to be addressing your problems head on as you face them throughout the year. So when you add all that up, we're going to be charging $49 for the community when it comes time after the winter sessions to open it up. Uh, you won't have immediate access to the recordings. We want to give people that signed up for the winter sessions the benefit of having those recordings and taking advantage of it. But those recordings from 2025 and 2026 will be available to the community starting in May. So with the sign up to the AOS program, you get a year of the school community. If you add up that $49 in the rest of the year, that's a $450 value. So you get to learn from all these mentors. You get bi-weekly sessions that you can join and participate in where we help you solve your problems. And it all kicks off in January, and we would absolutely love to have you. If you have any questions, you can definitely drop them in the comments. You can reach out to us. You can head up our website at asphaltoperating where there's more information and where you can sign up. But what it comes down to is we're now committing to helping you throughout the year as well. And with everything that we learned last year, these mentors were great. And I'm going to go ahead and say Tyler and Scott Spano is going to be our first announcement of people that are going to, of the mentors that are going to be joining us again this year. They were clearly one of the fan favorites last year, and they responded to us with enthusiasm when we asked them again. And so we're very proud to bring them. What a father-son duo. And you talk about setting up systems. This was impressive. Tyler has got it going on, and he makes sure that the people in his company know how the systems work as well. So I couldn't be more thrilled to have them as the announcement as our first returning mentors. But yeah, we have a good list of mentors that we'll be announcing throughout the process as well. So be sure to check back. But we encourage you to go ahead and sign up now, as it will never be cheaper to join AOS, the winter sessions, or the community for a year. So yeah, once again, Kev, I'm ready. I no longer need the winter break and the Christmas break, Kev. I'm ready to go. Let's start right
Yeah,
now.
let's go. Let's
But yeah, so if you would please join us, Kev. As I'm sitting here ranting on my soapbox, was there anything that crossed your mind as something you wanted to share about the program, or last kind of thoughts going into it? A bit of encouragement, if you will, for anyone that's on the fence and considering joining us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that there are a lot of programs out there. There are a lot of communities out there. This isn't necessarily a consulting or a coaching platform, or business coaches that have never even been out in the field or been on a paver, been on a roller, handled a shovel or a rake. Operators that have really scaled businesses from nothing to some of them are $20 million plus a year in revenue, 70-year family businesses, second, third, fourth generation kind of mentorship. And through those collective years of mentorship that are going to be in these rooms, man, there's probably not a lesson or a situation or a scenario or something extremely difficult, challenging that one of us hasn't been through. So you're going to get an opportunity to sit with folks that have actually done this, and I would venture to say uh, most, if not all, of the mentors that we have involved with this or get involved with this uh, really haven't done it from like a wheelbarrow up to where they are today. I mean, it's nobody's really had a company handed to them, or been born with a silver spoon, or just been given the opportunity to run a multi-million-dollar paving operation. Because even if it is family lineage and family owned businesses, and it's into the second, third generation or whatever, man, these guys have come up from the bootstraps up. I mean, from the shovel to where they are today, running, owning, operating, leading these great organizations. So I think it's just, you get an exclusive opportunity to get around a lot of not just successful folks that have learned a lot of hard lessons, uh, but people who we have validated and know their story, and whether it's just a great story all around. Some of these stories have a lot of hardship involved in them too. Just people that have really come out on the other side of adversity, and are good human beings, and are genuinely just ready and willing to give back to this great industry that we all love. So I mean, I don't think it gets much more special than that. So that's you know
Yeah, I agree. And the stories too. That's one of the things that almost was annoyingly awesome for me was that, I was thinking business owners would want to know the X's and O's, but when people would tell their backstories on these mentors as they would be introduced, in the first hour, they would get into a little bit of their history, and so many of these stories are relatable, are the exact stories. And a lot of connection happened because, oh, I started this business with my brother. Oh, or, oh, my son is of age to where he's now entering the business and making a difference, helping modernize the company. So these are, or, I started with a wheelbarrow as well. That was, I think, between everyone that came on last year. So we do a lot of that validation, and we have considered bringing non-owners on in the past, and maybe we will. But when it comes down to it, when I've joined communities before over my 10 years of educating myself on the side, there are some communities where you get in and they seem helpful, like they're going to be helpful, but when you get in, you have to explain what it is that you're doing because it's not specific on your. They're not talking specifically about your type of business, so you have to explain to the people that are there trying to help what it is your business does, and we can cut straight to it here. These are the exact materials, equipment, environments that people are going through every day that you're going to be sitting around. So, yeah,
yeah,
if you have interest, please visit Asphalt Operating System. Feel free to reach out and ask us some questions. Um, because please, we are so pumped about this and we are ready to go. So,
yeah.
Kevin, any last thoughts for the
Just
people today before we let them go?
if you're on the fence, I mean, look, we gotta uh, charge some kind of admission fee for this, just because it takes resources, it takes time, it takes creation, it takes resources for us to put this together and build it out and be able to present it, and gather the mentors, and create a space. Um, and at the end of the day, it's really not much money um, to get involved. So I mean, if you're on the fence, I mean, just and I think we even did this last year. I think we were willing to say, like, if you jump in and say, "Hey, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. This isn't for me. Uh, can I get out?" We'll let you out. Like, we'll just send your money back and wish you good luck. Like, it's not that big of a deal. This has never been about uh, myself or turning a massive profit off this thing and making money off this. It's really just a community we're trying to get put together and make it as good as we can with the resources that we do gather from uh, creating a tuition or whatever what you want to call it for this. So if you're on the fence, hop in. It's risk free. I can guarantee you're gonna walk away with an exorbitant amount of more value than what the few dollars it's costing to get involved with this. So that's you know
Absolutely. Yeah, and of course we want to thank and pay our mentors as well for taking their time to share some
absolutely.
knowledge. So yeah, that's pretty much where a majority of the funds are going. So we couldn't be more excited about it. This is going to plan so far. We're approaching this is year two. We going into year three. We were hoping to have a solid community of asphalt paving owners coming together to be able to support each other, and here we are. So take the time, head on over to Asphalt Operating System and join us, and we'll be glad to have you as part of our group. And Kevin, thank you so much for your time today. I'm sure we'll be catching up sometime before the new year, hopefully. But if not, we'll catch you all right after the new year. Well, we will catch up a little bit more on Pave It Forward on AOS, and we will catch you guys on the next episode. Take care.
See you guys.